We're going to be giving you a systems overview of the I9Everywhere system, kind of show you how everything works. We're going to start off logging in as the system admin or HR person. As you can see on our dashboard here, we have a lot of different options. We have user management here, account settings for your company, as well as our buttons for new Form I9, re-verifications, our form manager, and our compliance reports. We also have our instant messenger down here to where you can interface with one of our customer service admins at any time. So I'm going to click on the user profile section here. You can update your password, update your information, update your email, as well as upload a photo for your profile as well. I'm going to go over to the account settings next. This is where company admins can manage their company settings. We could put our company contacts, address. We also have options for adding more company admins into here and company contacts for the I-9 form, as well as our accounting tab where we can see invoices, update billing information, credit cards, all of that. So we're going to go ahead and click on the new Form I-9 button. We're going to register somebody for a new I-9 form. We need to start off with their first name, their last name, hire date, so that way we know when to send off notifications for pending I-9s, 48 hours to your first day of work, 24 hours to start your new job. We have our correction button here. If you do need to order corrective I-9s on employees or missing I-9s for employees that are missing their I-9s, you could select this button. We have some different email, text, and verbiage and categorizations for those corrective emails. Next, we need to put in their email address and phone number so we can send those invites out to that employee. If you don't want to send them an invite out, maybe you want to print off that username and password, have them do it right there in your office. We have that option as well in case they don't have access to a cell phone or computer. You can go ahead and have them do it right there on their first day in your office. If you don't want to use that authorized representative, you can name somebody from your organization off that drop-down list to complete the I-9. That's the same list of company contacts that's in your settings menu. After we press the submit button, it'll send off those invites. We're going to go back to the dashboard at this point and click on the form manager. All the employees are there with pending I-9s. We're going to click on the employee we just registered. In this control panel here, we can update the employee's name, update the employee's email address, their phone number, also their hire date. We also have the option to resend invites as well as withdraw this I-9. As you can see here, we get a little confirmation message that the invite's been resent. Click on this Edit Employee button, and we could edit the employee's name, their email address, their phone number, and their hire date to make sure everything's correct before that I-9 gets complete. We're going to go ahead and save that, and that has been saved. And then we'll click on this Withdraw button. If you do have an employee that opts out of the hiring process, or you decide not to go forward with this I-9, you can withdraw that I-9 so that way the I-9 will no longer be completed. I'm going to click on another one where the section 1 has been completed. As you can see, we have a couple options here, completing hire date as well. So I'm going to go ahead and click on this employee that's in section 2. At this point, we can update the authorized representative that's completing section 2. We can go ahead and change their name, change their phone number, change their email address, so that way we can make sure that the person that you want to complete section 2 of the Form I-9. If you have somebody that requires, a new witness, if you want to change it from the authorized representative to do it in-house, you can make these changes here. Simply just change the information, press the Save button, and we'll resend those invites out to the new contact person that you specified. So back in our control panel here on our search filter, you can see we actually have several different options for filtering these employees in the control panel in the form manager. You could sort them by status. You can query them by first name, last name, social security number, email address, hire date. So that way you could find exactly the employees that you're looking for in that form manager there. We also have a tab here for E-Verify. If you're an E-Verify customer, you can see the status of your E-Verify request. Just simply click on the name and you'll be taken to the PDF that'll show you the E-Verify result. We also have a Section 3 tab for employees with re-verifications. If you do have foreign-born employees or aliens authorized to work with temporary work authorization, you can manage their re-verifications from this Section 3 re-verification tab as well. We'll go ahead and go back out to the dashboard and do our verification. So those employees that do have documents that are expiring, you can simply select them off the drop-down list. All your employees with a citizenship status of alien authorized to work will be in that drop-down list with different icons specifying their current status. You can go ahead and do those in-house. You can use that authorized representative again. You can name somebody from your organization to do it. Works a lot like registering an employee for their initial I-9. After that is sent out to them, they'll show up in that Section 3 Form Manager. They'll go ahead and get the re-verification done, and it'll show up as a PDF in their employee compliance folder. So let's go to the compliance tab now. We have those same search filters. We could search people by name, by their current status, current employees, terminated employees. We have a number of different filters available to search for your employees. Once your employee list shows up, you can click on that person's name. All their I-9 documents will be there inside their compliance folder. Your primary I-9, your re-verifications, simply just click on the document name and that PDF will download. We also have some options for go ahead and categorizing those documents. You could put in the hire and termination dates. Once you put in those hire and termination dates, we'll automatically populate the retention date for when we archive that form, 1 year from the date of hire or 3 years from the termination date. You can also put in expiration dates for those documents that are going to be expiring, corrective notes and memos in these areas as well, so that way you can categorize the documents, add internal notes in there, so that way you can make sure you have all the information on those documents that you need. All right, we're going to go back out to the dashboard again here and show you what it looks like when an employee logs in and completes their I-9. So they'll get those text and email messages from us with detailed instructions about what they need to do. Once that employee logs in on their device, we'll find out their first name, their last name, their personal information, address, social security number, all that information that they should be able to provide before their first day of work to complete the first page of the I-9 form. We'll find out their citizenship status, and then based on that unique citizenship status, we'll find out what documents they're going to use. We'll have them electronically sign off, attesting to the fact that they entered in everything correctly and that they are the citizenship status that they did select in the I-9 process to make sure. And then after that electronic signature is captured and they attested to the fact that everything's complete and valid, we'll launch into our document selection wizard, let them decide which documents they're going to use for the I-9 form. So in this case here, we're going to go ahead and use some List B documents. We're going to use a driver's license. We'll go ahead and access their cell phone camera or let them upload that document from their computer. Again, we'll show them sample documents so they can be sure that they have the right documents to complete the process and they upload it correctly. And we're going to do a social security card on this screen. We'll access their cell phone camera or let them upload that document from their computer. After they've uploaded all the documents, we'll give them a confirmation screen to make sure those documents look good and everything's correct. If they're not, they have the option to go back. If they're correct, they can press submit. And at this point, they can name that authorized representative who's going to assist them in completing Section 2 of the Form I-9. If you're doing this in-house, they won't see the screen. It'll be automatically directed to one of your employees. After they've put in their authorized representative's name, phone number, and email address, we'll send out those email texts and email messages and text messages to that authorized representative with detailed instructions about what they need to do and why they need to do it and who they're doing this for. We'll also ask the employee at this point to reach out to that person via phone, via text, via email to let them know that they need assistance in completing their I-9 form, that they need to meet somewhere locally, maybe the office, maybe their home, maybe Starbucks. It doesn't really matter where they meet at, just as long as they're together at the same place and same time. So here's those email and text messages that will go out. Once they click on the link in that email and text message, they'll be taken to I9Everywhere. We'll capture all their identity information. We'll have them put in their name, address, phone number, email. We'll also capture those security tags and IP addresses, so that way we could track exactly who they are and where they're at. We have geolocation tags we capture as well, so we know exactly who the authorized representative is. After they've done all this, we'll let them certify the documents. In this case, we're going to use that Social Security card and driver's license again. We'll show them the sample documentation again so they can be sure that they're certifying the right documents. They'll select the issuing authority off the drop-down list, put in the document numbers and the expiration dates. We'll certify that information and make sure it's in the correct format, and then we'll go on to the next step in the process, which will be certifying the Social Security card. They'll simply click on the next document. We'll show them again the sample documents to make sure that they have the right thing. In these screens, we have several tool tips and identifiers to help them figure out which documents they need, what the issuing authorities are, how the document number formats should be. We also have several stop gaps to where if they do try to enter something incorrectly, they'll be shown a screen like this to double check the information and given the option to re-enter it again. After they've entered in the document numbers and expiration dates and issuing authorities, we'll have them attest to the fact they saw those documents there in person and that everything seemed to be correct. And then we'll capture their electronic signature. They can use their finger or they can use their mouse pad to sign off. And then at that point, the I-9 form is complete. You'll be able to log in and see that I-9 form in your compliance dashboard in the employee's compliance folder. Here in the compliance folder, you could see a little green dot. That denotes that there's a document in that folder. Simply click on the arrow and then you'll be able to see all the documents in their folder. We have several different kind of documents, primary I-9s, supplemental forms for when we need corrections made to an I-9, as well as corrective I-9s for employees that need to correct new or complete new I-9s or have replacement I-9s that are maybe missing an I-9. Another feature that we do have is our drag and drop functionality, to where if you want to add documents to that compliance folder, maybe these are supplemental docs, maybe these are copies of documentation, copies of IDs, e-verify records, whatever needs to be in that compliance folder, you can add that right here in this dashboard, so that way everything's categorized right there in their I-9 folder. We have this alert functionality that lets you know that if there's a problem with that I-9 document, you can click on that alert button and see exactly what the error is, which helps us with our compliance folder and our compliance reporting, which is right here. Just click on this link for the compliance report, and we can actually generate a compliance report that shows you a sketch of your current compliance situation and all the errors on your I-9 forms. Down at the bottom here, these errors are able to be exported in a PDF format or on a spreadsheet, so you can see exactly which employees have what kind of errors, and go ahead and make corrections on those errors if they need to be corrected.